Every few years, the music industry picks a new queen, and right now, all eyes are on Tyla, the South African breakout star, who went from TikTok dances to Grammy wins almost overnight. But with the rise came the comparisons, and suddenly fans are calling her Rihanna's clone. Now, cryptic posts, subtle shade, and whispers of industry sabotage have turned a simple comparison into a full-blown rivalry. This isn't just about two artists, it's about legacy, power, and who really controls the future of pop. Tyla's story didn't start in a boardroom or on a red carpet, it started online. In 2023, her single Water hit TikTok like a tidal wave. One dance clip, a little floor slide, and that unforgettable hook turned into one of the biggest viral challenges of the year. Within weeks, Water wasn't just a TikTok sound, it was dominating global charts, cracking the Billboard Hot 100 and climbing all the way to the top 10. And then came the history-making moment. Tyla took home the very first Grammy for Best African Music Performance. Practically overnight, she went from being a rising star in South Africa to being called the face of a new global pop movement. Fashion houses came calling, festival stages opened up, and Tyla was suddenly branded as Africa's newest pop princess. But in the music industry, every meteoric rise comes with a shadow. And for Tyla, that shadow wasn't just success. It was Rihanna. Almost as soon as Tyla's star began to rise, so did the comparisons. Fans couldn't help but notice the similarities. Her edgy style, the sultry red carpet looks, even the messy hair flips. Online, people started joking that Tyla looked like she was cosplaying Rihanna's old eras. And the internet didn't hold back. Posts flooded in calling her a copycat, an industry plant, even accusing her label of running Rihanna's playbook word for word. For Tyla, the praise quickly turned into pressure. Being mentioned in the same breath as Rihanna is supposed to be a compliment, but it became a cage she couldn't escape. Every outfit, every performance, every new single someone would say, "Rihanna did it first." Tyla eventually clapped back, but in her own way. She called Rihanna an inspiration, but made it clear she's her own artist. Rihanna is Rihanna. I'm Tyla. As people get to know me, they'll see me for who I am. Polite? Yes. But fans read between the lines. To them, it sounded like Tyla was really saying, "Stop boxing me in under Rihanna's shadow. I'm tired of it." And just when things seemed like they might settle down, cryptic posts and subtle shade sent the drama spiraling even further. That's when things got messy. Tyla dropped a post that instantly had fans talking. She complained about people secretly recording her during private conversations, writing, "Talking to me while secretly recording is so weird. I can see the lens, baby." On the surface, it looked like a random rant, but online, nobody took it that way. Instead, fans turned it into a headline. Who was recording her? Was she calling out industry executives trying to catch her slipping? Or was it a subtle shade aimed at Rihanna's camp, who some believe see her as a threat? That's the thing about social media. Every word becomes a puzzle, and fans are more than happy to play detective. And just as the internet was already buzzing, Rihanna dropped one of her trademark cryptic posts. She shared a line to her Instagram stories, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." Simple, powerful, and wide open to interpretation. Of course, she could have been talking about anything. Business stress, family drama, just life in general. But the timing? Too perfect. Fans didn't need any more convincing. To them, it was Rihanna sending a warning shot, letting Tyla, the industry, and the world know she wasn't going anywhere. Suddenly, what started as harmless comparisons exploded into full-blown shade wars. Stan accounts lit up with theories. Some swore Rihanna was laughing off the idea of Tyla replacing her. Others believed she was drawing a line in the sand. There's only one Rihanna. And just like that, the whispers turned into headlines. Tyla versus Rihanna wasn't just a fan debate anymore. It was being framed as a rivalry. And the industry, well, they weren't about to let a storyline like that go to waste. And if you're Rihanna, that's not just competition. That feels like a replacement. Which makes the silence, the cryptic posts, and the possible shade all the more explosive. So here's the million-dollar question. Is this just about pride, or is it about power? Is Rihanna watching a younger artist rise in her lane and feeling a little jealous? Or is she actively making sure Tyla never climbs too high? Because Rihanna doesn't need to clap back directly. Her influence in music, fashion, and business is enough to shift the board without saying a word. If Rihanna isn't feeling someone, the ripple effect can be brutal. A collab falls through, a brand deal goes to someone else. Suddenly, that major feature you thought was locked never sees the light of day. And fans have started connecting dots. Tyla's got the viral hit, the Grammy, the Met Gala looks, but where are the heavyweight cosigns? No Drake verse, no Beyoncé duet, no Rihanna blessing. For someone with that much momentum, it's unusual, almost suspicious. Maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's timing. But in an industry this calculated, people don't really believe in coincidence. Which is why those whispers of Rihanna's jealousy sound less like gossip and more like strategy. After all, guarding your throne isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just quiet doors closing, one by one. The comparisons were messy enough, but once the fans got involved, the whole thing turned into chaos. Stan accounts went to war, Twitter threads got thousands of retweets, and TikTok edits started painting Tyla as Rihanna's copycat-in-chief. Every hairstyle, every outfit, every performance clip was side-by-sided with Rihanna's old looks. The audience wasn't just watching, it was deciding the narrative in real time. That constant noise pushed the drama viral. And then came the tipping point. Cardi, tired of seeing Tyla dragged, Cardi jumped on TikTok with one of her raw, unfiltered rants. She said, "Every single time I scroll, I see a video of this girl and people talking shit. Like, what do you want her to do? Cut her veins?" It was shocking, blunt, and instantly went viral. Within hours, her words were clipped, captioned, and spread across every platform. And just like that, the conversation shifted. What started as shade between two stars exploded into a full-blown cultural debate. Was Tyla being unfairly bullied into Rihanna's shadow, or was Cardi just fanning the flames by defending someone the industry clearly positioned as Rihanna? For the audience, it didn't matter anymore. The virality of Cardi's rant kept the feud trending for days. And the drama? It wasn't just Tyla versus Rihanna anymore. It was fandoms, influencers, and entire online communities fighting over who really gets to control the next era of pop. From the outside, it might look like just another messy fan war. Tyla drops a post, Rihanna posts a cryptic caption, fans play detective, and suddenly the internet is screaming about shade. But if you step back, you realize this isn't just drama, it's a chess match over the future of global pop. On one side, you have Rihanna. She's no longer just a singer. She's a billionaire mogul, a mother, a fashion powerhouse, and arguably one of the most influential celebrities on the planet. She doesn't need to drop albums anymore to prove her dominance. Her very name is currency in music, fashion, and business. When Rihanna speaks, the world listens. And when she stays silent, that silence is just as powerful. On the other side, you have Tyla. She represents the new wave, the global breakout star, who took South African sounds and turned them into mainstream gold. Water wasn't just a song, it was proof that the African music scene could dominate charts worldwide. For millions of fans back home, she's not just a pop star, she's a symbol that the world is finally paying attention. And before we get deeper into just how much is at stake here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because trust me, the drama we're about to unpack is only getting crazier, and you don't want to miss it. And that's where the stakes get dangerous. If Rihanna sees Tyla as competition, she doesn't need to attack directly. She doesn't need to tweet, clap back, or even mention her name. Her influence is enough. A brand endorsement disappears. A dream collab never materializes. A fashion invite suddenly goes to someone else, and no one would even think to question it. To the outside world, it would just look like Tyla's momentum slowed down on its own. But here's the flip side. If Tyla breaks free of the comparisons and proves she isn't Rihanna's copy, she could carve out a lane Rihanna can't touch. That would change everything, because for decades, the industry has recycled stars, building the next Beyoncé, the next Nicki, the next Rihanna. But if Tyla breaks that pattern, it proves that global pop doesn't have to live in the shadow of legends. It can expand, evolve, and belong to new voices with new story. So when people ask, is Rihanna jealous? Or is Tyla shading her? They're missing the bigger point. This isn't just about two women throwing shade on Instagram. It's about legacy versus innovation. A cultural icon guarding her throne versus a newcomer being positioned to inherit it. And the outcome? It could reshape not only Tyla's career, but how the entire industry treats the next generation of global stars.